One thing I wish I knew before I was a senior is that your GPA and how smart you are doesn't define who you are.
So before becoming a senior, I wish I'd known that it definitely does not start the summer before senior year or senior year. It starts going into high school. It actually starts before that with making good habits. And it's okay if you don't come into high school with the best habits, but I would definitely say freshman year, start working on that, start getting good grades, start making really good relationships with your teachers, because that's what counts. Start building your resume.
One other thing that I wish that I knew before senior year was not to feel pressured to take like harder classes just because other people were taking the harder classes. That's kind of like the Enlo culture to take harder classes or just load up. But applying for college is kind of like having a second job in the sense where you're going to be doing it a lot on your free time. So I would say just to, realizing what you need to do and only take the level of classes that you feel comfortable with.
I wish I knew that the college process is very difficult, but it's also very holistic. And you should apply to a wide variety of schools because there's a right school for everyone, and just because your friends are applying to school doesn't mean that you have to also.
Yo quería haber sido que no importa tanto dónde vas para la universidad y no debes escoger alguna universidad porque tus amigos van a esta universidad o porque es muy prestigioso. Debes hacer lo que es mejor para ti y lo que tú quieres hacer y donde tú quieres ir para la universidad.
I wish I knew that it's about what you do, not about what you're a part of. So lots of the times, especially when you come in as a freshman, you kind of just do what everyone else does just because everyone else is doing it. So like the Key Club, lots of people join it because their friends are in it, they can volunteer with their friends. But by the end of the year, they don't really know exactly what they got out of the experience. And especially when it comes to college application season, sure, you can put it down that you did like 100 or so hours in Key Club, but what they look for more and what helps you more is if you can actually take away something meaningful from it, something that really affects you, and something that you can say that, yeah, I did this and I learned this from that experience.
I wish I known about like the clusters that you could do with selecting your electives and being able to have clusters, so when you graduate you're able to like gain a cord for joining like the health science clusters and things like that.
Lo que yo quería saber antes de mi último año en Endo es saber involucrarme en algunas actividades y no solamente pensar en los estudios. Claro que los estudios es algo bueno, pero me gustaría involucrarme en la escuela también y algunas actividades de ellos, porque yo como persona me gusta estar actividades y aprender y comunicarme con otras personas. También tener buenos grados y no solamente enfocarme hasta mi último año, pero tener buenos grados desde mi primer año hasta mi último año de la escuela.
Things I wish I knew before I was a senior was the importance of your time and using your time wisely. Sometimes I used to procrastinate and want to do my homework late and stuff like that, but you have to understand you have to keep on track and be focused so that you can get good grades and just stay motivated and keep pushing.
One thing I wish I knew before I became a senior was being able to be involved in a lot of school curricular activities and being able to balance it out, because although I know I want to be involved in a lot, I want to balance it out with things I do outside of school. For instance, I know some people do work and some people want to be involved in extracurricular activities in the school, and they have to be able to balance the things out.
Okay, advice, one of the biggest things that I wish I knew as a freshman is to make good relationships with your teachers. It can help in so many different ways. Just being on your teacher's good side, that in itself is a really big plus. If you ever need a favor from the teacher, or if you need recommendations, whether it be for summer programs, internships, for college, if you're on the teacher's good side, then they're definitely going to write you a recommendation, and they're definitely going to make that recommendation good, which ultimately helps you.
Well, I would say that you should take classes that are rigorous for you and not classes that your friends are taking, because you might not necessarily be ready for them. For example, sophomore year, I took classes that my friends were taking, and they're very hard classes, and I didn't do as well as I could have.
Un consejo que puedo darles es no te enfoca tanto en sus notas y en la escuela y en estudiar tanto. Es importante involucrarte en muchas actividades diferentes y estar parte de la escuela y la comunidad de él.
Being open and getting out of your comfort zone lets more opportunities to be available to you.
So I would say don't be afraid to ask questions. It's okay. Everyone is new. Everyone is starting. Everyone has to start somewhere. So it's definitely okay to ask questions. YouTube was actually really helpful for me with this. I found that you can Google just about any question that you have in your head, and there's a video to watch or an answer made already. So that's definitely okay too if you don't like asking questions.
I would say come into the college process prepared. For me, I'm doing theater, so I had to do a little bit more than write essays and all that stuff. I had to memorize a bunch of monologues and, schedule auditions and stuff like that. So for me, I got started last October, starting to figure out the logistics of everything. So starting really early is really beneficial.
Probably just to branch out and find different things that you're interested in. Everything that someone else is doing might not be what you're interested in. So and there's a bunch of different opportunities here.
One advice that I would give to my fellow Enlo Eagles is to actually be involved in things you like just for yourself, not because someone else is doing it, and something that will actually be to your advantage and not to the advantage of others.
Don't limit yourself with what opportunities you give yourself. Don't think that because you are going to sign up for some AP classes that it's going to be too hard for you. Definitely challenge yourself, but be responsible and be smart with how you challenge yourself. You know what you can do best. So just keep that in mind. Don't take the easy way out. Trust me, it will not help you in the long run. You learn the most from making mistakes. So that's just the best way to do it. And definitely take care of yourself and make sacrifices. Don't be afraid to make sacrifices. It happens. Sometimes you are overcommitted and you have to give up a club or something, and it's okay. It's okay to not be continuous with everything that you do. You just need to find stuff that you like to do, and that will help you.
Be true to yourself and do things for yourself. You want to involve yourself in different activities that will help better you and your future and not anybody else.
I wouldn't really change anything because of the experiences that I have and the things that I've learned have helped me become the person that I am.
Honestly, I would change just about nothing about my high school career, just because I've learned so much from all the mistakes that I've made. I don't think I could have learned this any other way. Someone telling me all of these things that I've learned from my mistakes probably would not have helped me as much.
I wish I had more extracurricular activities before senior year and during senior year. Not activities that my friends were doing, but activities that I would enjoy myself.
I would say you can change what you want to do at any point in your high school career. I wanted to do musical theater my freshman to junior year, but then over the summer I went to this program called Governor's School, and that kind of changed my perspective on what I wanted to do. So I changed to just straight acting and directing. So changing what you want to do at any point is okay, and it's normal, and you can do it because it's not a big deal to change your course.
I wish I was a part of more organizations as I started out as a freshman. I feel like I kind of got into the flow of high school near the middle of junior year. I started getting more involved in different things in junior year. I wish that I started that in freshman year and kind of put myself out there, joined a bunch of different things, just explored interests in everything and saw exactly what I wanted to do as a freshman or sophomore. So it's never too early, especially in high school. You can start as a freshman, you can start your own club as a freshman. It's just all about ambition and what you're willing to do.
I probably would be more invested into like different types of things, like different types of clubs or different types of events, or taking more opportunities instead of being scared, because I can't ever get that time back. So.
I would have been more active in clubs and getting into as many things as I could have, like early in my freshman year and things like that, instead of later on within my junior and senior year.
Si yo cambiaría algo, sería enfocar tanto en mis notas y en la escuela, porque durante mis años de escuela no tuve mucho tiempo para hacer lo que quería hacer. Solo yo enfocaba mucho de mi tiempo en la escuela y en mis notas y en estudiar, y creo que es mejor estar parte de la escuela y de la comunidad.
It is important to maintain your grades because you don't want to end up falling in a deep hole where you can't get out of it later on in your high school career. And it's better to work hard when you get in because you know what you're here for.
One thing I would change about my high school career is the importance of your GPA. Your GPA is very important. It follows you all 4 years of high school. You want to take it seriously your freshman year. Like as soon as you enter high school, you have to take your GPA seriously and all your work studies seriously, because it's going to come to the point when you're a senior and different colleges have certain requirements, and you want to be able to fulfill those requirements to go to the school of your choice.
If I could change one thing about my high school career, it would be to actually help others out to be more involved, because I know some people would like to be more involved in some things, but I guess because of the stereotype, like, oh no, I can't do it. I wish I would like reach out to them some more and talk to them about some curricular activities so they can actually be involved themselves.